Alright, how we doing, folks? Boy, Broncos 18205, numbers after name. I got to bring this volume down a little bit on my end, man. So I'm over here hearing, is this like Steve Kerr and like Mark Jackson? I don't even know who's like in the background of here commentating. Clark Kellogg, I don't remember. It's a little 2K15 action. Actually, I think the picture I'm using for this is 2K16 just because I thought it was cool. Yeah, this is Steve Kerr. There you go, man. Coach of the Warriors. And he's playing. Wow, Steve Kerr's everywhere, man. God bless him. So 2K15 action over here. My boy Fabio came over with the game the other day, man. We decided to play around, mess around. He played with the Bulls, you know, the one that's going to get that record broken here in a little bit. I decided to mess around and play with Real Madrid because they're actually an option of they're an option of the game. And I was like, oh yeah, I was like, of course I'm gonna play Real Madrid. Everyone who doesn't know me, man, Real Madrid, that's my team, that's my squad. Not necessarily for basketball per se, but for soccer. But even for basketball, I do follow it a lot. I do enjoy watching Real Madrid basketball. They got some good players, and you see a lot of good players like Gamertag, for example, dominating right now in the NBA. I don't know, dominating, but doing well in the NBA right now. And there's a former Real Madrid player. I digress in that sense, man. Let's talk a little bit about, just give you my thoughts on 2K. I mean, it's amazing. There's no other way to really explain it. I'm playing as Real Madrid. Fabio's playing as the Bulls team. There's no other way to play it. This is an awkward compliment I'm going to give 2K, but it's true. 2K is so good that I haven't bought one since like 2K12. Because it's so good and I need to invest so much time in it, and there's so many modes and there's so much stuff to do that I don't even buy it anymore because I'm like, listen, man, I don't even have the time to like go through and like play this. Like, it's not even like an option for me to even go through this. But I do want to talk a little about this video, man, especially as the NBA season is winding down, man. Just some of my thoughts, you know, just throw out some sports talk. You know what I'm saying? I got an open forum here. I'm gonna talk a little bit about sports. Sports is very big and important in my life. It's not fair. Sports kind of pays my bills. So I'm a big fan of that. It pays part of my bills, at least. Doesn't pay all the bills, but it pays a big part of my bills. My career, unfortunately, towards the NBA didn't really work out as much as I wanted to, you know, because of a knee injury I suffered early on in my youth when I was actually born. So I wasn't able to partake in the NBA action as much as I wanted to. But I digress. Talk a little bit about the East, talk a little bit about the West over here. NBA action, man. In the East, you're looking at, to me, it's still a pretty wide open conference. I expect the Cavs to come out of the East, you know, but there's scenarios where I see them losing. I think a Pistons matchup in the first round is going to be pretty difficult. I expect them to beat the Pistons, but there's a world, right, where Reggie Jackson goes off and Marcus Morris plays well, and Andre Drummond dominates down low. You know, just gets like Tristan Thompson like completely out of foul trouble. You know, I don't think Tristan Thompson can guard Andre Drummond. It probably won't happen. They're young. This is going to be the first taste of the playoffs. Who knows if they get the 8th seed? What if the Bulls get the 8th seed? You know, hey, the Bulls last year they were arguably had a good chance to go up 2-1 in that series. You know, and it could have been a different series. I think they're too dysfunctional to really compete this year. They got players that are good. There's a lot very hurt. Pau Gasol to me really hurt that team, and it's strange to say that because his numbers have been really good and really impressive, especially compared to what he was in LA. You thought he was done in LA. You could just tell he was a little bit moody. So the number-wise, he's panned out, and you know he gets the blocks and stuff, but it's just it doesn't seem to click. And they had to bump Joakim Noah off the starting unit, which I'm not sure how he handled personally. Just looking at it, it looks like he handled it fine, but I'm not sure how his teammates handled it either. And there's a guy who was kind of dominating. I mean, I've never seen a fall-off like Joakim Noah's, honestly, where he went from being third in the MVP vote and doing Draymond Green-esque stuff before Draymond Green. Not necessarily the shooting, but the rebounding and the passing and just getting buckets over there. I mean, this guy was running that offense when D Rose was out to now where he kind of looks like he can't even play basketball, which is crazy. I don't think this will happen, but after this year, I mean, Joakim Noah's off the Bulls. He would be a great addition to a team like the Warriors, man. Like, he would be the Draymond Green for that second unit. I mean, can you imagine that? They can't afford it probably. They're going to have to pay, I think it's Harrison Barnes up at the end of this year. And even Festus yielding some of that. So they're going to be strapped here on cash as to what they could do. But imagine if Festus goes out and goes out and takes a big contract somewhere else and they have to settle with Joakim Noah. That's a guy I like settling with over there. The Raptors are a 2 seed. It's difficult for the Raptors for me to really feel confident about them. I feel like they could take it to Cleveland, but they really got to get out of the first round for starters. I feel they'll do that. I'm pretty confident about that. Having said that, they haven't done it yet, so I really want to see that. Kyle Lowry, this elbow injury, they're kind of saying it's not that big a deal, but he should be missing time. They're playing him a lot. I don't really know fully what's going on over there. They're still trying to go for that 1 seed. At some point, you just kind of have to cave in and be like, listen, man, I'd rather be healthy than be number 1. I'll take my chances winning on the road. But they got the players to do well. Not 100% sure how it'll all pan out for him. I think Valanciunas just hasn't taken that step, and I'm not sure he has that step even in to take to dominate. A dominant Valanciunas on the team would help out so much. But their second unit is also kind of, you know, like a guy like Bismack Biyombo. He makes big impacts in some games. Other games, he's just not even there. So it's they're difficult to grasp as to what kind of team they are. And then you have that whole middle pack of the Eastern Conference. The Celtics, that's a team that's going to be just a pain in the ass to eliminate. They're just going to be a pain in the ass to eliminate. I don't necessarily think they'd beat a team like Cleveland, but they're going to be a pain in the ass to eliminate. They're going to be playing the right way, 48 minutes, hustle, grind. You're going to have to be all in. A team like the Heat, now there's a team that's very, very interesting. Their defense has been elite this year. Elite this year. I mean, they're like top 3 like most of the defensive rankings. There is nothing better than me than an Eastern Conference Finals that's a Heat Cavs, or a semifinals that's East Cavs. I would love to see the Heat and the Cavs play. Aside from just how juicy of a storyline that is, I would love to just watch that and watch D-Wade go at it. And oh man, there's a world where the Heat beat the Cavs, and that to me is probably the biggest contender they have in the East. Assuming everybody comes healthy. You know, D-Wade's been missing a time here with some neck injury, and that's a big assumption to have. You know, you don't really know. Health and Heat haven't been really working out too much, and that's kind of why LeBron went to Cleveland over there. So I don't think it's a slam dunk that the Cavs come out of the East. Then there's the Hornets, and, you know, no disrespect, the Pacers and teams like that. Them, to me, don't really stand much of a chance, unfortunately. I like what the Hornets are doing. I think they're developing a good unit down there. I think them changing the way they play and kind of going a little more small ball and bringing Al Jefferson off the bench works for them. Unfortunately, I think Batum's out at the end of this year, and that kind of all goes. It's all done after that. You know, once you lose a key component to that kind of stuff, and a guy who also, by the way, isn't 100% healthy right now. So he's actually questionable to play. This is Tuesday. He's questionable to play. So, well, we'll see how it all pans out. But I just want to give you guys my thoughts over here in the Eastern Conference. No Bulls team, though. No Bulls team coming out this year. And Joe wants me to know what I'm doing this Saturday. I got to get out there. I got to tell him, man. I got to give him the ring. I got to give him the lowdown over there and manage to get that dunk right before it's over. The Marcos deuces. By the way, I won by 30.